Shabbat Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing word, truth, and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Aquat that are listening, learn, and being a pillar of rest, the 144,001 the hopeful elect of Israel, and brother Yahshua back with the WW3 Daily update. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to you as well. Ezekiel 38 and 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, which is Russia, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. We got Russia. We have Iran. Okay. And the Middle East, what they call the Middle East, which is Africa, which is Asia, Western Asia, right? Ezekiel 38 and 9. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. That includes China, right? All of them. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, an African nation, Libyan African nation, right? Tagarma, which is it's Turkey and Syria, right? That's a lot of firepower in there. So anyway, when this guy breaks down, right? He's going to break down the region. We're going to let him talk for a while. The Voice of Reason, Military and Foreign Affairs Network, Battlefield Earth, the dawn of global war. Global war been going on for a minute. Anyway, we're going to let him talk for a minute and we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Where's your assessment? 23 hours ago.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today we're continuing our ongoing coverage of what essentially is Battlefield Earth. Yes, we're going to continue our coverage of the war between the Russian Federation and what is now happening between Iran and Israel. Now, if you go back to my most recent content that I had produced a few days ago, I had talked about the prospects of this oncoming strike by Iran. And more importantly, I talked about just how risky this was going to be for the Iranians. Now look, separate yourself from any political issues, separate yourself from what side that you sit on in this conflict. We're just looking at the military ramifications of what could happen and what may happen.
But wait a minute. The Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is a man of war. All right? So we can look no further than the Bible to find out exactly what's going on. Right? That's where everything comes from anyway. Not from some dude who thinks he knows warfare and will not even mention the supreme warrior, not the ultimate warrior, the supreme warrior, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, who is a man of war.
So it was thought that the Iranians would launch some sort of military strike against the Israelis. Many believed that it was going to come from an Iranian proxy, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon. Possibly missiles launched from someplace in Syria, possibly Western Iraq. Now, that didn't happen. The Iranians took it upon themselves to launch this massive attack against the Israelis launching missiles from Iran proper. Now, this was a very, very important strike for the Iranians, as it was for the Israelis as well. It gave both sides the opportunity to truly test capabilities. It gave the Israelis the ability to test its integrated air defense network, to use the various weapon systems, the various air defense weapon systems, Patriot, the Arrow, what have you, against these inbound Iranian missile systems. And this was a multi-pronged attack by the Iranians, as you have seen on the media. The media reports that over 300 weapon systems were launched towards Israel by the Iranians. This included drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles, including some missile systems that may have not been seen before or used by the Iranians. Now, the Israelis are claiming that they had a roughly 99% interdiction rate against these Iranian missiles. Now, is that the actual number? Difficult to say. Some of the video footage that I have been able to obtain and view clearly shows that some of the Iranian missiles, drones, what have you, cruise missiles, they look like most that got through were ballistic missiles. But they did get through. Now, is it just 1%? Again, we don't know. Now, the Israelis are usually very truthful about internal casualty rates. They publicly announce casualties. They tell you their losses. They may not tell you what those losses are within the first 24 hours, but within about 48 hours, because of Israeli media and the ability to report inside of Israel, you find out pretty quickly casualties. And we know that casualties were fairly light. Now,
by design,
we're going to hear then that, well, this was just a demonstration by Iran.
True.
That the Iranians were simply giving a demonstration of capability against the Israelis, and that if the Israelis were to counterattack, the Israelis would in fact incur a lot more casualties. That's ridiculous.
How?
The Iranians went after some very sensitive targets, very sensitive military targets throughout the state of Israel. This was a very large attack. This attack was about as robust as the Iranians can get. The Iranians gave the Israelis probably their best shot.
That's bullshit.
The Iranians knew that they had to give the Israelis their best shot because of...
That's bullshit. We're going to stop it right there. That's not your best shot when you advertise days before, tell them exactly where you're going to hit, exactly where you're shooting from, 3 hours to get there and all this. Shut up. Nobody's stupid. Okay? It's not your fucking best shot. Your best shot is in the dark at night while nobody's looking. You don't go and tell everybody what you're going to do. So we'll just stop that right there. All right? Here's where this thing is going. Let's cut to the chase. Slocky. Sorry about that voice of no reason whatsoever. There's totally no reasoning. Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's the entire world. Okay? All right? They're all stupid for fighting each other and then trying to fight the Most High. How stupid can you be? Right? And you dumbass, you don't believe in the Most High. All right? What are you doing in the Most High's land? You know where this thing is going? So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Stay tuned for the war. It's about to escalate crazy. Shabbat shalom.